book that I'd like to share with you guys because I got to experience it over the weekend. And it is Becoming Unstressable. And it's in the Blink list. So if you've got the Blinkist app, that's like Cliff Notes for every book you ever wanted to read but don't have the time. It's a really cool little book. And one of the things that it teaches is that we are oftentimes paralyzed by fear. We're paralyzed by our indecision. We are paralyzed by our inability to act. And that quite often when we decide to take an action, whether it's right or wrong, doesn't really matter, the decision to take that action, the actual action, activity that we set forth, that we put into motion, makes us less stressed, reduces the cortisol in our systems, improves the oxytocin, makes us more connected to others, all of those cool little things. That said, I want you to know that over the weekend, four doctors took massive action. They made the decision to begin. They'd been waffling, they'd been worried, they were concerned that they didn't know how they were going to make the money that they would need to complete Animal Chiropractic 101. They couldn't see the other side. And one of the things that I know, because I've registered hundreds of people for Animal Chiropractic 101, is that once you get to the other side, it becomes much more clear. But you can't get to the other side until you take that first step and join in. You can't get there. And so what we did was made that first step much more accessible for all of them. And in order to do that, we had a conversation. And each of those doctors has a specific, tailored for them method to get started sooner so that they can then get to the other side of their uncompetence, their indecision, their fear of what they're going to do with an animal chiropractic course. The very first part, we realized this years ago, the very first part of Animal Chiropractic 101 training helps doctors clarify their vision of where they're headed. It helps them to see over the horizon that is blocking their ability to see what animal chiropractic can do in their practice. And so it helps them to not just complete step one, but to move on and take step number 2 and step number 3 and step number 4 and get to the rest of it. Let's face it, we've all been there. How many of you sat down with a pint of ice cream and said, I'm just going to eat a scoop? And you take that first scoop, and before you know it, the whole pint is gone because you took the first scoop, you took the first bite. And that, my friends, is exactly what making that decision to register for Animal Chiropractic 101 is. It is sweetness. As soon as you get signed up, it's relief. It's commitment to yourself. It is gratitude for what you're going to be able to do for your family, for your community, and for yourself. That's right. You're going to be able to have time for your family. You're going to be able to have leadership in your community, and you will be able to have money for yourself. Find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com, where we train veterinarians and chiropractors just like you to build successful animal chiropractic practices.